back again at the Defiwind, and we're going round more brands. Which brand have we got coming up? We have got the big accessory brand here, Unifiber. Obviously, this guy works for Unifiber. He's the main man, Mr. Yob.
Hi, Ben.
All good?
Yes. Thank you for having me.
No problem. Well, obviously, we spoke to Yob last year. Again, if you haven't checked out that video, but we're going to go over a few of the same things because you guys need a refresher. Because, I mean, this guy has got all the accessories. I mean, you pretty much do everything at Unifiber.
Yeah, that's all what we are about. You know, like we want to fulfill every windsurfer needs, whether you're like a first-time beginner or you are an expert. We just want to cover all the assortments, and yeah, we're covering basically masts, booms, extensions, bases,
Yeah.
all the little accessories.
They've got some gadgets. We're going to go through them in a bit. But what I think is really interesting, again, I learned this last year, but the color coding system.
Yeah,
I think
correct.
this is super useful, super, you know, it seems obvious when,
Yeah.
when you see it, but it's not everyone is doing it.
Yeah.
So do you want to just talk us through some of the
Yeah.
stuff?
So yeah, the color coordination in this primary assortment of mast, booms, extensions, bases, but also what you see here is on the harness lines, we have the white, blue, and orange colors, which translates to the essentials, which is the white colored assortment. Then the blue colored assortment is the heavy duty collection, and then the orange one is the elite collection. So that also translates to price quality ratio. We really try to be a value player.
Yep.
So there is logical arguments for each time to do the next step in the assortment.
So the white one is say the more basic, the baseline one.
So like a mast, for example, it's a 50% carbon mast. The blue ones are 75% carbon mast, and the orange one are the 100% carbon mast. And obviously also, yeah, we have a mast selector tool, which nowadays we also translated that to like a product questionnaire. So you just can run yourself if you go to the website on unifiber.net. Few questions will be asked, and then immediately the right mast will be proposed for you.
I've got to say, because this is one of the things I always remember from Unifiber. It's been like a big thing because, you know, obviously all the brands have their mast. They say you need, you know, to buy our mast for that sale. Whereas these guys have kind of got, like I say, this mast selection. You put in your brand you're using. You put in, if you know, I guess.
Yeah, what kind of discipline, like also, yeah, what kind of budget you're on.
Yeah.
And yeah, in the end, we will propose you the best possible alternative you can find in the market. And I think we're the only brand that is still following through with 2 or 3 different band curves.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're getting really close in providing the best alternative in the market for any kind of sail brand.
Oh, super good. You've got your own boom heads as well, because I mean, we saw this system. I don't know if we've got one set up. You can just give us a quick show. Like I said, if anyone did watch the video last year, some of this you might have seen, but I think for the new guys, it's really interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, we have this boom head already like for a couple of years now, and I think it's really well received. Something really fundamentally different from what other brands are doing, and that's yeah, maybe good to mention that for awareness. Here we see basically the cross section of the boom head. So typically you have here in the middle your tube, which is in fact this part, and over time when you have like a round one, it always starts to wear, like sand, grease, whatever. It starts to wear out a little bit. And then over time, what happens is because there is more and more play, the boom loses its stiffness in this kind of direction. I think a very good feature, what we have here, is besides the convenience, you know, for storage, that you can take it off of whether you're traveling or you have.
That you shouldn't underestimate that, because anyone who knows putting booms in a van, when you want to slide them in, this thing.
Yeah, it's always the boom head is always like if you drag everything out, as creating a mess. But what you see here, maybe also like in front of the camera, you see these 2 colors. There's like slightly open, and what happens if you rig the sail, the base of the mast is like slightly curved because of the downhole tension you put onto. So what happens? The material properties are really like absorbing that,
Okay.
and you squeezing the boom head like really tight on your mast. And even if you will get some wear over time, you don't get play because simply the geometry of your mast is always squeezing the two collars inside. This is something really good because if you would compare it with some other designs where you really have this plastic, like how you say, like connected to each other, you can tighten the bolts what you want, but you never will eliminate the amount of play which is there inside. So yeah, that's I think very good.
Interesting. And what diameter we got?
Well, this is a 160 220, so the diameter is 26 by 27. So
Okay.
27.
So pretty narrow. It's good. I mean, I like a narrow boom on.
Yeah, like there is the 140 which can go all the way up to like 25 millimeters, so it's even like smaller. So it's slightly oval, which gives like a comfortable ergonomic grip, and yeah, 60 cm of range extension. And yeah, we also have like a 170 230 size, which is slightly wider tail. Yeah, more for race sails. Yeah, in fact, all the sails which have like slightly deeper profile. So yeah, this is
Give us
one.
some rough price points because I know it sounds stupid, but in a lot of these videos, no one
Yeah.
ever gives prices. And I know as a consumer, when I'm buying art,
Yeah.
I'm like, just tell me the bloody price.
Yeah.
What are we talking? Come on,
Well,
give us a...
I don't have everything top of
Okay,
mind,
okay.
but I do have this one top
Okay.
of mind because more people have been asking.
Okay.
So this one is like 859.
Okay. This is the full carbon.
Full carbon, full spec, light, extremely stiff. I think super good boom heads. It's just good value, I think,
Yeah.
for the product we're offering, and that's what we're all about.
Yeah. And going down the other booms, you don't know off the top of your head, or even just roughly.
Well,
They can look at the website, I'm sure, but...
yeah, but for instance, this is an alloy boom. Okay, this is a 180 230 boom. This is also a bit of yeah, like a heavy duty boom, which is a 29 diameter and like a 33 diameter boom.
Yeah.
This makes it for an alloy boom extremely stiff.
Yeah.
It has also like a slightly thicker wall thickness, so you pay a bit of a price, or in terms of weight, it just adds weight. But in terms of if you look for like you know, like a big boom with a lot of stiffness, then this is the one. White tail. In terms of price, I think this one, don't pin me down on it, but I think we're like around 280,
Okay.
something like that in euro.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And then we have like the essentials boom. So this one is a tapered one, which means we tapered. For some people questioning what's tapered about. Tapered means is basically like you're slimming down the boom. So you start with here to adapt like to a normal diameter because you need some tube thickness in order to create stiffness in the tail end. And then here you taper it down to have like a slimmer kind of grip.
Where you're holding it.
Yeah, where you're holding it. You sacrifice a little bit of stiffness there. But yeah, if you prefer like a small diameter grip over a little bit of stiffness, then this is the boom. And yeah, this one, depending on the size, we're like 240.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
No, it's good. It's good to have a, you know, again, I don't hold him to these prices, but obviously everything's on the website.
yeah, everything is on the website. Yeah,
And you still dealing with shops? Is it, or is it
Yeah,
straight
like-
direct? How's it working?
Well,
business wise.
we are just focusing. We will just want to do everything what's good for the customer. So we have really a big dealer network.
Yeah.
So, but obviously it's always difficult to stock like the entire assortment. It's a very large assortment. So since a month, also the website was overhauled, and now there is also a possibility to order products online. Yeah, in the future we try to invest in content, in educational content, to see and offer people also yeah, what choices there are to make and educate basically about products. So yeah, if somebody wants to know more difference about products, then yeah, please visit the website to see that one.
Obviously, harness lines. You've got the extensions. Anything that's worth explaining here? We're definitely going to go on to the mass base because I think it's interesting.
Yeah, harness lines. So again, like categories: essentials, heavy duty, and elite. So typically for a harness lines, you have the adjustables, and the fixed one.
Yeah.
So with the fixed one, you need to do the boom back end removal in order to mount them. Other feature is we try to stiffen them up here,
Yeah.
so they're not swinging. It gives a little bit better prediction when you have to sheet in or hook in. Then we are having here the adjustable ones, pretty much straightforward. We have like a plastic buckle. Metal ones in the past were not so suitable for salt water, which are getting stuck. So therefore we are using the plastic buckles. Then if we have the heavy duty ones, it's the same principle, but we are using here like metal ring, so you
Yeah.
don't the
Don't
back end
affect the end of the boom.
exactly.
Okay.
No back end removal, and the same principle does apply then for the adjustable range. Then if we are going to the elite range, these are two style of harness lines which we have since last year. First one are these competition harness lines. They typically come a little bit from the race boarding.
Yeah.
But later on, we also saw like the race foilers have a very much of an interest for it. You have like a huge range.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see that on the amount of rope. But yeah, you see those guys
Yeah.
like monkey style on their boards.
50s or something.
Yeah,
55.
yeah. We even have one which goes up to like 54 inch.
Mad.
Yeah.
It's mad.
And the idea is on one side of the boom they're stiff, so they look a little bit clumsy, but they work intuitive because the other side opens up, and therefore it's very easy to like blindly engage
Okay.
and intuitively feel where your harness lines are. And depends a little bit from rider to rider, but that's a product also which is selling well. Then again, we have like this one's the race harness lines. And here you will see like you have on one side you can predefine the length.
Right.
Okay, so you have already some range setting,
Yeah.
and after you do the tuning on what you have
in
left
the
over.
race, sort of in race sort of stuff.
And what's important is that this range setting, that the tube stays inside this tunnel, because that also adds the stiffness.
Yes.
And then here there is also like a sort of hard plastic which helps to keep the harness line stiff so they're not swinging too much. Must warn a little bit, like to install the harness lines for the first time is a little bit of work because it's quite sturdy. But once you get them on, you can enjoy like a really stiff harness lines. These ones, top of my mind, are $89.95, and these ones are $79.95.
Okay.
Stainless steel cleat.
Cleat, exactly.
So,
and you can see people are getting longer, especially with the foiling stuff.
Absolutely. And these ones we also have like in a shorter version, which we target like also like fin racing, because there is also people like this.
Light winds, they want them shorter, and as it gets windier,
Yeah, exactly.
the bum comes out.
Yeah.
Right, let's just go on to the gadgets. Let's say, if that's what we want to call them.
Yeah. So first, bases. So last year we introduced these ones again: white essentials, heavy duty, elite. When we start with the first price base, it's only like $49.95. So here we have like a plastic base, full metal, stainless steel upper part, one piece bottom part, which is like locked in with two pins.
Okay.
Can't remove them.
Okay.
After we have here like the EVA, that's like very helpful in a way when you want to mount a base on your board. It's not you're not damaging your board.
Not taking out the grip.
Yeah,
and all the...
but there's also like a secondary important feature is that if you want to undo it, everybody like refers to you tighten it up, but after your session, if you want to undo it, it's sometimes so stuck. And this is also the secret of this EVA layer.
Okay.
It always makes it possible to easily undo. So you can be safe by applying it, but also to have like easy way to undo it. Then like one step up, It's the heavy duty model. It's $69.95. It has 2 extra features, so it's like removable. And we have here a stainless steel insert cup.
Okay.
So that's like transferring like a full metal chain. So we have here like a stainless steel bolt.
Yeah.
Then there's the stainless steel cup where the bolt is going through. There is here a stainless steel bottom part, and there is a one-piece stainless steel upper part, which is connected by a Spectra safety rope. And yeah, basically only the tenon is the part which can really wear and which need to be replaced over time. These ones are screwed, so you have here you need to use some Loctite or some other metal glue.
Yeah.
In order to yeah, secure them. That's very important. If you replace a tendon like that, make sure to use that, because otherwise the vibration, they will undo it.
And the benefit of obviously being able to take this out is you leave this in the board, so if you have a preferred,
yes,
you know, place, you found the magic spot for your
exactly.
space, you don't want to move it.
Yeah.
You can then leave it in your board, slide it in, and
yeah, you can purchase yeah, more of these, and then exactly like you say, you can keep them in the sweet spot.
And you can buy these separate?
Yeah, you can.
Interesting.
Now for the Elite model, has all the same features as the heavy duty model. Just has one extra feature, and that is this one. You can replace an inspected tendon without tools. So here we have 2 plastic collars, which you can like pull off. Here you have like a pin, and you just can open it like this, and you can inspect here if your tendon is still in good shape. So typically, yeah, where the wear and tear, it's very obvious if it's somewhere in the middle, but sometimes it's also around the pins,
Yeah.
which is hidden.
Yeah.
So this gives you the possibility to yeah, just inspect whenever you want it.
When are you advising to change a tendon? Like we have talked about this,
yeah.
but I think it's interesting. People,
Yeah.
I hear people go, I haven't changed it for 10 years or something, or 5 years.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god.
With this one, obviously, you have the advantage. You can have a proper look. So then it's just a common sense thing.
Yeah.
If you see it starts to crack, it's time to replace them. With these, I would always say, like, you know, 2 years.
Yeah.
They have to last, even if you are using them a lot.
Yeah.
If you're doing 365 sessions a year, maybe not.
And also, I think people got to be careful when you're leaving it bent on the beach in the sunlight.
Of course.
That's what actually is hurting it a lot.
Yeah, it's obviously the stress, the UV is degrading the material. So it's just material what is aging. That's with any plastic or, you know, like this is polyurethane.
Yeah.
So I would recommend like I would say like for 2 years this should be good.
Yeah.
And then maybe for the fixed one, just provisional. This one you can inspect them.
Do we know?
I think around between 16 and 18 euros.
Yeah. Okay.
Piece. So
I just want to tell people, because we have the coaching clinics in
Yeah.
Cape Town, and we have people turning up, and we're like, the first thing we say is, when was the last time you checked? And some of them look at me like,
yeah,
what? I'm like, it's like 17 to 20 euros or whatever it is.
yeah.
Change it. Just I would change one every season. You don't have to for sure, but peace of mind.
Yeah.
Like, that's the one thing that connects you to the board. When you lose your board,
Yeah, it's a safety thing. So
worth it for that
yeah.
price.
And on the other hand, it works like yeah, the same way. So yeah, that's
Nice.
our top one.
What do we call this?
Winch.
Winch.
A
Okay.
winch.
Because I was saying this. I remember when I was racing. This thing is an absolute joy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Obviously, we know Duotone have got the ratchet. Not
Yeah.
everyone's got a ratchet. You know, the XT.
Yeah.
This kind of does that job.
Yes, exactly. So we're like
With
yeah,
any
well,
any extension.
yeah, yes, exactly. So yeah, Duotone, I think they did a very nice job
Yeah.
by integrating something like that. It's
Yeah.
I must admit it's
It's a good project. Yeah.
technically very good innovation from them. Yeah, our winch, you just can use it for any type of extension. What is a very good point about the winch, and also like important to understand, there are also winches on the market which have like a larger diameter shaft,
Okay.
and which is 13 millimeters. This one is 10, and that helps like to winch it much lighter because it's a stainless steel one.
Right.
It won't bend. After the hull is properly polished, so it's not like degrading the rope when you start winching. And we have like a 2-in-1, because here we have like a cleat. I have to put it the other way around. So the first part, you can feed the rope here through the hole, feed it here through the cleat.
Yeah.
You can downhole it like this,
Just to
the
get
first part,
the rough tension in.
remove it, put it back in the extension, start winching,
Okay.
and there you do your final tuning, and yeah, then you're done.
I mean, honestly, when someone brought one of these out, it was a while ago for me.
Yeah.
And I was there trying to get, and they just come and they go, trip, trip.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
Well, I'm a bit lazy myself. I sometimes use it on a wave sail or on a
Yeah.
free ride sail. It's just more convenient.
The
than,
cool thing
yeah.
is, you don't. Have
I
to
don't.
get-
I don't have Patrice's hands. You know, there's some
Yeah.
of these animal guys that make a loop and
Yeah,
they do
yeah.
it. They do it like that. But yeah, I always
We're an
use a
aging
winch.
population with
Yeah.
service. I tell you
Yeah.
what, this is going to just go up in demand.
Yeah.
I'm sure of it. Yeah, no, but it's cool. I mean, it works perfectly.
Yeah.
And then this is also interesting if you're into racing or
Yeah.
easiness.
Yeah, or even for free riding or,
Yeah.
or free racing. So this is like an outhaul pulley. I'm sure like all the people who are racing, they know what this is about, but maybe it's also interesting for free ride and
Yeah.
free race gear. So if you have like an eyelet and the clue of your sail, you can apply these.
Yeah.
And you can install like an outhaul kit where you can trim on the fly your outhaul. So for example, if you want to go upwind, you just tighten a bit, make your profile a bit flatter, which gives you some extra upwind angle. When you're gonna go crosswind or downwind, you can release it.
Yeah.
So it's a bit modular. The other two parts I don't have here, but it starts with outhaul pulley. Then you have a rope set, and then you have like also like a cleat set, which comes with plastic collars.
Yeah.
Depending on the
You
diameter.
sell the full outhaul system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Depending on the diameter of the boom. So we have like 4 sizes for that. Then the rope set, and then the outhaul pulley.
Okay.
That makes up for the whole outhaul kit.
Okay. Because it is interesting. You've never used adjustable outhaul. It is game changing, especially if you're going out for the day, or let's say the walk from the car park to the water is a long way, and you want to have a bit of range on your sail.
Yeah.
Because if it gets windier, a little bit of tuning on your outhaul, if you make a mess up, just a little tweak,
Yep.
you know. And sometimes you don't touch it the whole session, but that first bit of the session when you're on the water, you can just
Well, 1 or 2 cm is already
Yeah.
a lot. It makes a huge difference. It just influence shape of the sail. So there's quite a bit of range coming out of an outhaul set.
100%. Anything else to say? Like,
No, I think that is.
I think we covered most stuff.
much. So yeah, all good. Maybe the final thing. It's a partly Unifiber by Fields project, but that's more or less for maybe all the school owners and or dads who want to buy their first kit for their kids. Is a sail what you are seeing
Okay.
behind you. So we. Unifiber is part of a Keep Trading. A Keep Trading is the umbrella company for the brands of Exocet, and we're the licensee of Loft Sails. Unifiber is under that. So when we took over Exocet, there was also the sail brand XO Sails. And then we were figuring out like, okay, what to do with that, because there was some conflicting assortment. So we decided, okay, we pour all our resources into Loft Sails. So Patrice is really working well with Monty now in sharing all the knowledge and try to improve all the high-end stuff. And then we decided, okay, for the school segment, we will reuse the XO Sails label. So that's a project for 26. And here you see like a Dacron sail. So next year we will have 2 Dacron sails. One with, like here you see like 3 or 4 battens, depending on the size. Components by Unifiber, so the mast and the boom. But what is an interesting one is that we really try to see what we can do for like young people and learning people, and not just to translate like a high-end design towards like a school design, which is typically being done, but really look for parameters which will help beginners, to essentially also get on the plane early. And this sail is quite interesting. It looks like a regular sail, but what you often see with beginner sails is they're very flat. So they're basically designed like 2D. And with this one, we're focusing on, okay, that we can rig it that battens are not sticking behind the mast. So now they do. So they have a very deep profile, which is good if people start to get on the planing. But if you were just start.
Assez créatif avec une robe de mariée. On peut voir aussi qu'il y a beaucoup d'amour. En parlant d'amour, c'est Sam avec la goualerie. On va venir te voir, Sam, pour nous faire voir un petit peu si vous avez des choses à réparer.
We can outhold the sail
Okay.
just. That is like not annoying, not sticking behind the mast when you're changing tack, but still offer profile.
Yeah.
And that's something we don't see often with the other brands. So
That makes sense.
yeah, and yeah, more battens for windy area, so the sail is not behaving like a flag.
Yeah.
And then we have like another model coming, which will just have one top batten with some mini battens, which is good for the very lakeside, you know, like low wind kind of areas where you just need a deep shape. So
100%.
something coming up for next year.
Okay. Well, thanks very much
All right.
once again.
Thanks.
Job. We will see you around. Stay tuned to the channel. We have got way more brands coming. What's next? I don't even know. But if you haven't subscribed, you know what to do.